Josh Allen is stud. And one of the guys, he's a Buffalo fan. And he was like, man, I agree. And then two of the other guys were like, no, he's not. And I was like, are you kidding? Josh Allen is Mr. Irreplaceable. You take him out of that team and they're miles worse than they are. There's no other single individual player in the league where you remove them from that team, replace them with someone moderately worse, and then that team is terrible. That is an example. 100%. Josh Allen is better than Lamar Jackson. Eric looked at me like I was crazy when I said that I thought Josh Allen was much better than Lamar Jackson. I'm Camden from Fort Worth, Texas.
And I'm Mitch from Westfield, New Jersey.
And this is Big Apple Benches and Bleachers,
a father-son sports podcast. All right, we are on, Cam, for another show in your new apartment, but you still got your temporary studio. But it looked really good last week. I thought your background looked
I think
really
so too.
Nice.
I think so too. And I just opened my 49-inch curved monitor, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm working towards moving there, but I found my camera, and it's only like 1080p. I'm going to go to Best Buy this week and buy like a 4K video camera for the monitor, so that way it's really good for the podcast setup. I want my video.
Yeah, as long as your equipment can handle it.
Everybody.
Yeah, as long as your equipment can handle it.
Well,
all right.
Now
So
I have a buddy who works at Apple that's gonna hook me up with maybe a new Mac Mini for a little decent price. So that would be
right. Trade some boots. Sounds good.
What are you talking about? There's no trading of boots. I buy boots.
Trading of one discount for another discount. One discount for another discount.
The only person that gets that is my family, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. I appreciate it. Well, it's going to get cool enough here that I'll start wearing the boots soon. Good. So, all right. So we got NFL today. We got WNBA. We got college. I think the AP poll came out today.
It did.
So that and the coaches poll was last week, and then maybe if we got a little bit of time, we can talk about the MLB and what's going on.
Yeah, but I think.
Otani's still a beast. So.
There's a looming giant, per se, that we need to have a conversation about.
Yeah, who are we talking about?
The New York Giants? You didn't like my pun? Come on, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Giants are looking good. Although we didn't get too far.
Fucking rocked.
I know. Saturday. He ended up in the 10. Oh. But what's his name? Scatterby looks like he's back, so that's good.
Yeah, Eric texted me on Saturday and said Jackson Dart got leveled, and I was like, yeah, no, not good.
Yeah.
You want to see something cool? Speaking of Giants?
Yeah.
I made a sick thrift find on Sunday, okay?
What'd you get?
You won't believe the amount of New York merch that I can find in Dallas at thrift stores for cheap. I found a sick Knicks hat like 3 months ago, right in the middle of their playoffs run. Okay. This is sick, Dad. It was $35.
Yeah, let's say. Okay? Let's say. It's because you're in Dallas country. Nobody wants to pay for it.
This is a winter coat with the 90s Giants logo on it.
Nice.
It's like a Apex WeatherTech.
Nice. You'll be wearing that to work.
NFL
then.
logo. Wait. You ready?
Yeah. Let's see it. Nice.
Look at the back. With the hood.
That's like a field jacket.
And the whole thing is inside is red. I mean, I was like, that is so cool.
It's good shape.
Cool. It's in perfect condition.
Perfect. Awesome.
$35. I was like, are you kidding? I felt like I was robbing the place.
All right, well, let's go. Go Giants. Well, it's because you're in Dallas country. You're going to get deals. But let's go Giants, man. It's going to look. And there's some shit happening around the league because I read that Jeremiah Love is already hurt. He's got like a high ankle sprain. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Oh. Mahomes, they're still looking at, right? Because he had surgery in the offseason, was it?
Yep, he did.
Yeah. And there is a quarterback controversy apparently in Cleveland, of all places.
I want to talk about that. Let's start there.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
So, I want to start, before we have all these conversations, preseason means very little, okay?
No, it's a time to work out. They work the rookies in. You see how they play. Scores don't matter. We don't care if we win or lose.
Preseason games that are, dominant performances. The last 2 years, the Giants had dominant preseasons, and you know what it meant? Absolutely jack shit. We won 3 games. Right, exactly. So, at the end of the day, I don't know that preseason means a whole lot, but since we're a sports podcast, we're going to examine what happened in preseason. So
yeah, and I think it's a time to see the rookies. You know what I mean? The new guys and whatever. Mm-hmm. But go ahead. Yeah.
So in terms of Cleveland, okay,
Yes.
you know how I feel about Shadur Sanders. Not a fan.
Yeah,
I'm not
me
a fan.
neither.
I think
Not a
he's
fan.
a
I'm not a fan of
showboat.
his dad
I
either.
think so is his dad. I think he's not
Yeah.
as talented as everyone says he is.
No,
And
not even close.
he acts like he's the hottest shit on planet Earth. And
Definitely.
I don't like that.
Very overconfident.
Yeah. So, but I think it was interesting watching the Browns play the Bears this past weekend because, I mean, they got absolutely clobbered by the
Right.
Bears. It was 34-10. And Deshaun Watson started, which is very interesting to me because he hasn't made a live action start in nearly 2 years. Actually, I don't think he's played in a football game in nearly 2 years.
He came from the Texans, right?
Right. And I think they intentionally did that, knowing that Shadur's coming later. But, like, my question is, they just played terribly. So, if the opinions are Watson and Sanders are, like, somewhat equivalent, and I'm, like, I can hear Eric in the back of my head already saying that he thinks that Shadur Sanders is a generational talent.
He loves Cleveland.
No, he doesn't love Cleveland. He thinks that
Shadur Sanders
is a good. I didn't say love, but he thinks he's a great player.
I mean, look what happened in the draft. He way overconfident and he dropped real quick.
Right. But I do think like the question becomes: should Cleveland turn to Shadur, or are they keeping Deshaun Watson as the starter? I mean, I think like it's hard to look at the preseason, but if you're getting clobbered that bad in the preseason by Chicago's backups, then I think maybe Deshaun Watson shouldn't be your starting quarterback.
But don't you think maybe it's more of a knowing the plays together, playing as a team, coaching? I mean, they got to gel. That's usually why you lose, and you don't lose.
This is not a new team. It's not a new team.
No, but you lose in the preseason because you're working out your rookies, you're working out your second string, you're working out your third string guys. Mm-hmm. They're not really on the same page. I'm not saying that's good. They got clobbered for a reason, but it wasn't because Chicago had all their top guys in.
That's what I mean. Is like when you look at it that way, right? It's hard because at the end of the day, like I can't seem to feel as though it means nothing. Preseason games don't mean much when it's like a close game. Like I wouldn't say that the fact that the Giants lost this weekend was a bad
13 thing. 13-7.
Right. Yeah. Like they were competitive and it was a close game. And so that is enough for me. Right.
Right. But look at Vegas, right? Fernando looked like really sharp.
Yes.
Yeah. He looked like the kid that had the poise he had in college.
And I hope that he continues to do so. I mean, but you know what, Dad?
And he doesn't have to win to do that at this stage.
Speaking of Fernando, we had a new guy start in like he works for like the hardware guys and like that side of the IT department.
Oh, you're talking about at work?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Start.
Sorry. Okay. They do all like the personal laptops for like all the work computers and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Administration, software, accessories, that kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
So they just got a new guy that started, and I was like, "Oh, where'd you go to college?" He said, "Oh, I just finished school in Indiana," and I said, "Bloomington?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just finished my master's there," and I was like, "Who's
the Lundy School, right? Yeah, the Lundy School.
Cool?
Very nice, very nice. There's Hoosiers everywhere. Mm-hmm. I keep running into them.
Largest alumni base on the nation. But let's get back to NFL football. So, like, I think it'll be interesting to see. But also, like, I mean, we were saying preseason games don't mean that much, but I can't seem to think that's the case when it's
no. I'm not saying that preseason games don't mean that much. I'm saying the scores don't mean that much if you lose.
I tend to think,
like you said, if it's close, I mean, it should be close, right?
I tend to think that preseason games don't mean so much normally, as long as it's a close game and you're competitive. But in this kind of instance, when Deshaun Watson plays that terribly, like, you got to think, like, he can't be our starter. Like, we just lost to their bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's embarrassing. I mean,
it certainly doesn't bode well for a guy who played really well when he was at Clemson, played well in college, was at a time a real powerhouse in Texas for a while. Mm-hmm. And then he had that whole, didn't he have a whole problem like off the field, I think, with abusing
what it was,
girlfriend or wife, something like that. So they kind of fell from grace. And now, I mean, you don't expect him to be that sharp, having sat on the couch for 2 years, or at least not started. So, I mean, it's tough. Look, but things come around.
Yes,
I mean,
they do.
look at Geno Smith. He's back in New York, and I don't know what's going to happen with him, but he played kind of well in Seattle and kind of well in Vegas, and now Darnold is up there. I mean, things, find their – look at what's his name? Who was our
Daniel
quarterback?
Jones.
Yes.
Now
he laid an egg in New York. Right. He laid an egg in New York, and now he's a superstar in Indianapolis. So
it's just the way it is.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is. So, yeah.
I also think let's talk about Kansas City, right? The Chiefs lost 20-12 to the Rams, but
did Mahomes play at all, or he's not out on the field yet? I didn't see that game.
I don't think he.
I think he's still recovering from the knee surgery.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's what you really gotta watch.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he recovers from the knee surgery, but we'll get there as the season comes on.
Yeah.
But you brought up Jeremiah Love with the high ankle sprain. Okay, he's not likely to play again this preseason.
No way. They're going to let him get healthy.
I'm going to start a debate. Okay. Do you think that established starters should play at all during preseason games?
I think you got to get some reps in. I think there's a methodology towards working out the kinks coming back off the offseason. I know they work out in the offseason and they play scrimmage games. It's not the same as being on the big field. So I'm not saying you take Jackson Dart and you put him in for a half a game. I think you put him in for a set of downs, beginning of, right, maybe a set of downs at the beginning. Yeah. Maybe you play Fernando a little bit more because he's a rookie and you got to see how he does and whatever, but get him ready. But I would, and then as you get closer to
pull back more and more and more.
Right. That's my feeling about it. And I think the successful coaches have taken that approach. By the way, I got an NFL newsletter today. I think I got it in The Athletic yesterday. Did you see the contract that Devin Witherspoon signed?
No.
With Seattle?
No.
He signed the largest cornerback contract in NFL history, $132 million.
Do you even know who that is? Because I don't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He played in the Super Bowl. He's a cornerback for Seattle.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah. No, he was good, but I mean he's got a good agent.
That's a Daniel Jones contract.
Yeah, exactly.
The team's going to regret that in 3 years.
Right. Well, he's cashing in. He's got a
He is.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. So I don't know. What are the teams that people are talking about, do you think, so far?
I mean, I think they're currently putting Rams at number 1 in terms of
I saw that.
power rankings.
Right.
And something that I found kind of interesting is that the Seattle Seahawks, defending champions, are number 3. So that's interesting. And you know
Did
why
they lose a bunch of players?
No, but you know why they're putting the Rams at number 1?
Why?
Because they traded for Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And you know what the rumor is, right?
And didn't Aaron Darnold come back?
Aaron Donald.
Not Aaron Donald, yeah. He came back.
You know what the story is that he's been working out with them for weeks. They think they're getting the two of them together. Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald would be absolutely demented backfield.
Assuming Aaron Donald can play like he used to play. Where's he on
the what I'm hearing is that he is healthy. He looks like he didn't take any time off of football.
Like OBJ, they're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be the team to watch. I still think it'll be interesting to see what happens in Buffalo now that they got a new coach. Because
I would agree.
I mean, Josh Allen is quintessential one of the best quarterbacks in the modern era.
So you know what's
interesting? The kid does everything.
We had an interesting conversation over lunch the other day. It was there. We have a company that's integrating new technology with us, and the guys took us out for lunch. It was me, my coworker, my manager, and them. And we were talking about sports. Somehow it came up, benches and bleachers. And we were
Who mentioned it?
Me.
You.
Of course. We're talking about sports. And I was like, yeah, I have a New York sports podcast. And then we were talking about...
Did they subscribe? We got to get subscribers.
We will. I totally lost my train of thought. What were we just talking about that made me say that?
You were talking about sports at lunch with these guys.
No, you said something that spurred the thought.
I did?
Yeah, what
You
was
mentioned benches and bleachers. I said, did you bring it up? And you said, yeah, I brought it up. Well, we were talking about Buffalo and Josh Allen.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So I was like, Josh Allen is a stud. And one of the guys was like, he's a Buffalo fan. And he was like, man, I agree. And then two of the other guys were like, no, he's not. And I was like, are you kidding? Josh Allen is Mr. Irreplaceable. You take him out of that team, and they're miles worse than they are. There's no other single individual player in the league where you remove them from that team, replace them with someone moderately worse, and then that team is terrible.
No, he carries that team on his back.
100%. And two or three people at the table, including Eric, were like, nah, Josh Allen's not it. And I was like, are you kidding? I think Josh Allen is better than fucking Lamar Jackson. And Eric looked at me like,
definitely. He's better than Patrick Mahomes. Make them all healthy and they're going to compete against each other. But right now, Josh Allen is the guy to watch.
Eric looked at me like I was crazy when I said that I thought Josh Allen was much better than Lamar Jackson.
Look what the guy, he always delivers.
I know. Interesting. Because my perspective, Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And I think it's hard to argue.
About it.
It's hard to argue with that. So
he has been in situations where most quarterbacks would not have gotten through it, and he wins games.
He is such a stud.
He's a GOAT.
You don't often see things where players win regular season MVP and their team has no chance of winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Josh Allen.
Because he's a great player, because he gets it done.
Yeah, he gets it done.
I hope that we're talking about Fernando like that in a bunch of years.
Man, that would be so sick.
I know, because I really love the kid. I think.
Yeah, but you know what's tough?
What?
I hope that we're not, because Josh Allen has to be that guy because he doesn't have the weapons and the protection and all the things around him that he needs in order to win games comfortably. Because if he did, they would be winning Super Bowls. And that's the problem.
They've come close.
You don't want Fernando to be in that situation. You want him
you want to have a supporting team around 100%. Him. Yes. And if you want a long career, you need that kind of support.
I read that Elijah Surratt was looking real good during the Ravens preseason game. They're all cooking in the NFL, Dad. Even what's his name?
Omar.
No, that's not who I was thinking about. Aiden Fisher.
Yeah,
got
where's
a bunch of snaps. He's in Houston on the Texans. Wait, hold on.
Nice.
I'm gonna look it up.
Nice. By the way, I'm going through my T-shirts for people that watch. I have a lot of graphic T-shirts. My wife makes fun of me. A lot of them are college-based, so we'll replace them as we go. But I have a T-shirt. It's Elijah Surratt, and Mom's like, well, now he's in the NFL. You don't need that anymore. I'm like, are you kidding me? That could be a collector's item. Yeah, not getting rid of that. Yeah, not getting rid of it. I might frame that if he starts playing well. He's in Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's over with the Ravens.
No, you know what will be cool, Dad? I would love to at some point, because I think what I'm going to try and do, I'm trying to map out kind of what things I'm going to display in the background of the podcast setup.
Yeah, you got to get some. You need some.
But
stuff.
I got to get some shelves. But they are selling on MSG Shop right now framed pictures of the tip-in, and it says like OG Anunoby tip-in, and it's signed.
It's signed, because if not, you can make your own.
Well, it's a lithograph signature.
Yeah, okay.
It says like lithograph signature right below the sig, and it's in orange instead of white.
But the reason you need one of those is because he's a Hoosier.
I know.
He's your boy.
Well, you know what I wanted to do, and I didn't do it in time, and now they're sold out. They make and sell mini Larry O'Brien trophies that are signed by the players, and the OG ones were like $400, and I should have bought one. And
they're like mini. I mean, they're each signed by one player.
Yeah, Dad, but mini as in like this big, like it's a decent.
Pretty decent
item.
size.
Yeah, it's not tiny. So the ones that are left are Kat, Mikhail, and Josh. So
they didn't do every player on the team. They did like half a dozen of them or something.
They did all the
starters. The starters,
plus a few extra guys. Like
so, basically, Jalen and OG are gone.
Jalen's was 900.
Yeah, it's
OG was 450. I think Kat's 475. Josh is 400, and Mikhail is 5. Which I don't know why Mikhail is more than OG or Cat. But sure, get your money.
Right.
So I'm between two things, right? Because I'm trying to fit stuff in the background. So you
Okay.
can get the like facsimile signature OG tip-in photo. I think it's like decent size for the wall, framed for like $90, right?
Okay.
And so I'm between getting the facsimile signature and the Josh Hart signed mini trophy,
No,
or
I would do the picture.
well, or I spend like $450, which is the cost of those two combined, and I get the framed OG tip-in that's actually signed by OG. You think I should do that one? Or no, I was thinking the mini trophy and the frame, because the frame is only like $90. So if I get the trophy and the frame, that's the same cost as just the real signature OG.
I don't know. What are you going to do with the trophy? I think the pictures.
Put it on the
awesome.
shelf for the background?
It's up to you, man. You're making all the money now, so.
Don't be telling
do what
people
you
I
gotta
make
do.
money. They're going to start hunting me down.
I didn't say you make money. I said you're making money now. You're making all the money now. We didn't say how much. We just know you're making money.
Great.
All right. So that kind of leaves with the NFL. We'll have to see what happens. Buffalo, Seattle, the Rams. You think Philly's going to be competitive this year?
Fuck Philly. I don't care if
I
Philly's
know.
competitive. I'm going to be so
I don't want them to because they got LeBron on the basket. I don't want them to be.
That's not going to happen either.
Let's hope.
I was talking to Eric today. I said, because we do agree about a lot of sports things. I was like, I think that like the Sixers, if they are good, they could be like on the LeBron Heat level, like elite teams. And he was like, that they ain't gonna be that good. And I was like, I mean,
basketball is a funny sport. There's only 5 guys on the court. One guy makes a big difference.
I mean, look at like,
but he's also old. He's old.
Kyrie, Klay Thompson, and
they did
fucking,
nothing. James Harden,
KD. No, they had James Harden, Kyrie, and KD. Those are the 3, and they did nothing. That's a power squad.
Cam, there was a time where Oakland, which is now in Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. The Oakland Raiders had like more Heisman Trophy winners on their team than like all the other teams in the league combined, and they couldn't win a fucking game.
I know.
It's like too many cooks in the kitchen.
It's just so it's interesting. I don't know. I think, but in terms of,
I think our Giants are a sleeper team. I think we got some potential.
I think we're past sleeper team. To be honest with you, I think that with John Harbaugh, everyone's like, "Yo, who the fuck are these guys?" And
I'm hoping,
I think
right?
also like,
I think we got all the elements to make a good run for it, and had at least see some really exciting football this season. That's really what you want to start with.
That's what we want. We just don't want to suffer every Sunday. Like,
just be competitive, be in there, and we'll build up to it.
Correct. It doesn't have to be, Signetti year 2. Like we just
that's next year,
right? Exactly.
That's next year because the first year with Signetti we did well, but not that well.
I mean, but like,
got to give John at least a year. Turn the team around.
I've seen some videos of Arvell Reese. That motherfucker looks like a tank. We're gonna.
I know.
But you know what I will say in terms.
And
of
you said what's his name's healthy, right, and playing well. Who do we get? The other? No, Abdul Carter.
Oh yes. But something that I find interesting, not interesting, but more let me rephrase that. What worries me most about the NFC East this year, it's not Washington, it's not Philly. It is the Dallas Cowboys, and I will tell you why. Okay.
Their defense was terrible last year, but didn't they just pick up a couple of guys?
Dad.
Yeah.
Who were we talking about when the draft came around that we didn't get?
On defense?
Yes.
Who?
Caleb Downs.
Oh, yeah.
They
Ohio State, right?
Dad, they are saying that he looks like the best pick out of the draft by far already.
He's a beast.
And you know what? The tough part is that we could have picked him. So let's hope Arvell Reese lays his fucking ass out this season. I don't know. I guess they won't play against.
No, of course they're on the defense.
Maui Goa can lay his ass out.
Yeah, he's that enormous guy from Miami we picked up, the lineman, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm excited. Right. I think that there's some.
No, I think I think the NFL's got a good mix of players, and I think we have good teams, and we should, if you ever watch Red Zone, if you don't have Red Zone's a great to get because it keeps you around the league. there's a lot of good stuff going on this season, and I think there's a lot of young, really good players, not just quarterbacks, that have come into the league as rookies. Everything runs in a cycle. There was a time where there weren't a lot of good picks, and there wasn't a lot of good play, and they've really come around. So
the whole world is cyclical. Okay, when mobile phones first started, everyone had these giant fucking brick phones that were the size of this glass, awesome, and it was sick. Then slowly but surely, we worked down to these tiny little phones.
Do you know what bag phones are? Do you know what bag phones are? They used to have, before those bricks, they used to have these bags. They were like this big. You put it on your shoulder, you put it in your car, and you talk. And that was the whole, people listening, older people listening.
And then when I was a kid, everyone wanted smartphones that were like
tiny little flip phones. But we didn't have smartphones. They didn't do anything but you talk. So everybody wanted a tiny one.
We got these. It's a tablet in your pocket, right? So
I'm down to the Pro. I'm not Pro Max.
It's the same way, right? In the 20s, everyone wore really tiny watches. Then as the 1900s went on, they got bigger and bigger and bigger. And by the time you were in law school, watches were tiny again. Look at my Tag Heuer that I have.
Yes.
I'm wearing a 1940s Universal Genève right now. It looks tiny, but it's part of the style. That's everything is cyclical. So I totally agree with you. Totally.
It's coming around. By the way, because I just got a text while we're talking, I don't want to forget our good friend Brendan. It's birthday tomorrow. I'm going to lunch with him. So happy
birthday, Brendan.
Yeah. I wish he could join us in Louisville. Anyway, all right. Why don't we get a little bit? We've spent a lot of time in the NFL. I thought it was going to be like 15 minutes, it's 25 minutes. A little bit about the WNBA, because there's some really great players. Everything's going on, but Miss Caitlin Clark, who was beat up and criticized, is ripping it up.
Yeah, she's averaging 21 and a half points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds a game. And earlier this month, she became the fastest player in league history to reach a combination of 1,500 career points and 500 assists. So let's just
her magic from college did not go away. They were playing. Were they playing the Aces the other night, or who did they go to overtime with yesterday?
The Sky, wasn't it the Sky?
Is that who? What's her name was traded to?
No,
from Chicago.
No.
Angel Reese.
Where is Angel Reese?
Where is she now? I'm looking it up.
Atlanta. Did you see what happened?
Oh, the Dream, right? Atlanta Dream.
Did you see what happened?
No.
Oh my god!
Maybe
I watched hysterical video. You'll have to find it later. This is a hysterical video. Angel Reese missed like 4 basket attempts to tie the game.
Oh yeah,
And
they went into overtime.
Of Caitlin Clark walking by her and pissing herself laughing while she's watching her, frustrated about the fact that she just missed the 3rd shot in a row. And oh my god, it's so funny.
But during the rest of the game, she was hitting threes. I mean, the threes were not the ones that carrying the team. It was in the paint that was carrying the team. They were talking. They didn't even talk. Caitlin Clark scored 26 points in that game. She led the team. They weren't even talking about her. They were talking about other players. So I don't know. Look, we like Indiana because you went to Indiana. We were excited that she was on the Fever. And I don't know. I think it's more like, I think a lot of people thought, could she play in the NBA, right? WNBA, everybody says that. I think it's more like, how high is she going to go now?
Yeah,
right?
I agree. It's more
what
like,
other records is she going to pick up as a pro?
I think she could win the MVP this year if she keeps playing like that.
I think she could if she keeps playing like that. Yeah, definitely.
There are certainly other contenders, but I mean,
plenty.
I would not be surprised. I would not argue against someone that would tell me.
I mean, Paige Beckers, they played against Dallas the other day, and I think the two of them both had 29 points in the game, which is a lot. I think the Fever won. But look, even AZ Fudd might get Rookie of the Year. I don't know. So Paige is tearing it up.
I want to take a few moments while we're on the conversation of Indiana and the Fever.
Okay.
When Caitlin was first drafted, I think there was a lot of hype around it, but no one really expected a lot, even though they got Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston in 1 year, right?
Right.
Which was amazing. They robbed everybody else.
No, I thought Aaliyah Boston was already on the team at that point, no?
No, we got both in the same year.
Okay.
Or they got both in the same year, I should say.
Right.
But so for a while, it was the All-Star Connection show, and it was just Caitlin and Aaliyah. And now they got
a squad.
deep squad over there.
Yeah,
They got
Kelsey
Lexi
Mitchell.
Hall. They got Kelsey
Right.
Mitchell. They got Sophie Cunningham. They're a deep team. And you know what? If they weren't riddled with injuries last year, they probably would have won the WNBA. So
I know.
I just
weren't they leading their conference?
Yep.
Yeah. I think the other conference they have more wins, but they're definitely tearing it up. The women's basketball has become exciting to watch. And if anybody listens, check out college too, because that's where you see all these girls play.
Yes.
And it comes around. Is your girl Mackenzie Holmes been playing for the Storm at all? She's getting any
I'm not sure.
playing
I'll
time?
look into it. One more thing I want to say,
then we'll get to the college.
Do you
stuff.
think Indiana's the Fever are ready to win the championship now, or are they still missing a piece?
I think that they can get it done.
I agree.
We'll see what happens. They're going to make the playoffs this year for sure, and I think that they can make a good run of it. Caitlin stays hot. Kelsey Mitchell plays out of her mind. Leah Boston grabs things in the paint, and all the other supporting cast, they absolutely can make it happen.
Yeah, they'll be cooking.
No question about it. I mean, look, the Western Conference, is it the East and the West in the women's too?
I think
Is that
so.
what they call them? They're strong over there.
Yes, they are.
So you got to get past
the
that.
Aces, and there's a lot of good teams over there.
Hey, but look at the men's league. The strength was in the West last year.
Not anymore.
Right? Oklahoma, Spurs, whatever. Who won the championship? Our boys.
You know what pissed me the fuck off that I saw yesterday, and then we'll go back?
What?
The full NBA schedule was released this week.
Yeah.
Right? You know who has the easiest strength of schedule in the motherfucking league?
Spurs?
One more guess. You're close.
Oklahoma?
Yeah. How the fuck does the most talented, most stacked team in the league get the easiest strength schedule? Fuck you, Adam Silver. That's bullshit.
That's good, though. I think that's good because then it doesn't really test them until they get in the playoffs, and you got to be road tested.
Win fucking 80 games, and then everyone's going to be like, "Oh, Thunder!" Fuck that. I hate it. It's so stupid.
I just hope our boys stay healthy, but we'll get to that. Why don't we go to the AP rankings? Because
I was just about to say, at noon today. The 2026 preseason AP poll was released. Now, I think we got a conversation, okay?
Yeah.
One, I'd like to have as much as fuck Ohio State. I don't really have animosity towards Oregon, to be honest with you. We just spanked the fuck out of them last year. So
no, I like the Ducks.
No, the Ohio State fans are just assholes. I can't. And there are certain people that are nice. There's a guy at work that's an Ohio State fan. He's nice, but still, they're full of themselves. He thinks that Julian Sayin is the next coming of
the next coming of the Messiah.
Brady.
I know.
And I just can't seem to see it that way.
No way.
I will say, big shout out to the Big Ten. This is the second time ever that we have occupied the top 2 spots in a preseason AP poll. And that would be Ohio State 1, Oregon 2. So, that's significant because for the last few years, fuck am I talking about? The last 30 years, the conversation has been,
SEC.
Can anybody catch the SEC?
Fuck the SEC.
Yeah, right. Now the question is the Big Ten the best college football conference? Genuinely. I think it's hard to argue against. I mean, look, you got Ohio State at number 1. They think that anything short of Big Ten contention, college football playoff, national championship would be disappointing, and it's going to happen again. So just wait until Signetti crushes your dreams again, buddy. But I do think, and maybe you'll disagree, being number 1 in the preseason is a huge disadvantage.
I think it is. I think
because
target on your back, there's too much pressure.
Even if you fall to 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th, when you play a team, they're like, damn, this is my fucking Super Bowl. Time to show the whole world that we're better than the team that was ranked number 1 at some point. And then we make our statement. And it's true.
Right. Yeah, there's no question about it. I get nervous as Indiana's 6th. That might be too high to start.
No, it's perfect.
Well, we'll see.
I was going to say,
tell you
also,
what, we have top 10 are... Well, no, Miami's not. I guess that's it. We just got Ohio's. There's 3 of us in the top 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, Oregon, and Ohio State. And who thought in your lifetime that Indiana would be preseason top 10?
I know. It's just unbelievable. It's truly. But I will say, Oregon is no longer a novelty. No one's arguing whether Oregon is good or not. Dan Lanning has made his impact on the league. And so
Yeah, and also Dante Moore stayed in college. So that's another reason why they're number 2.
and they've been recruiting nationally. They're spending like a powerhouse, and they're expecting to compete for championships. So my question for you is, has Oregon replaced USC as the premier football league on the West Coast, or premier football program on the West Coast?
I mean, look, USC and UCLA switched to the Big Ten because the Pac-12 was falling apart. Were they 4 people? They're the Pac-12 with 4 teams.
It's like the Pac-12.
So I just haven't seen a lot of shining moments out of USC in the last several years. Ever since Pete Carroll left them, they really didn't. But they may come around. Isn't who's their coach now? Is it Chip Kelly? Who's their coach?
I don't know.
Let's see. We're going to go to USC coach. USC coach. Here, USC coach is Lincoln Riley went over to USC. He came out of Nebraska.
All right, so
We'll have to see what he does.
I want to take some predictions on air, and then we'll revisit them at the end of the season.
Sounds
I'm
good.
going to ask you 5 questions, and then you can ask me the same 5 questions.
Okay.
Who's going to be the national champion this year?
I want it to be Indiana.
Let's try and be unbiased.
I think Oregon has a chance to be the national champion.
I think that's a good answer. And who's the Heisman winner going to be this year?
You've been following this better than I have, so I'm not really sure. But give me a couple of choices.
I mean, I would say if you're going to say that Oregon is going to be the national champion, Dante Moore.
You think Dante Moore is definitely going to be? Yeah. I think if he played well,
yes.
Arch Manning could be a Heisman kid. But he shit the bed last year.
I agree with that statement. I mean, okay, who's going to be your college football playoff Cinderella story this year?
Like a comeback type of team?
A team that maybe shouldn't have made the CFP at all.
I'm not sure. I was going to
also pick a team that.
By the way, it just made me think Heisman. I think Chambliss.
Trinidad Chambliss might win.
Trinidad Chambliss is definitely a contender.
I mean,
for Heisman.
what I will say is, like, you can also say a team that hasn't been in contention in the last few years, but we would hope to see resurface this year, if that's what you want to say for Cinderella.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think Tennessee's got a chance. Penn State, I'm surprised they're 18.
How about Florida State, your wife?
I love Florida State. I just don't have a lot of confidence in their coach.
I mean,
I was expecting more out of him, you know?
I agree.
But, all right, let's use them as our Cinderella pick.
Okay, that's your
Cinderella. Because we like the Seminoles.
Well, I'm going to pick mine. So what about your most overrated top 10 team?
Oh, that I can tell you right now. I think the most overrated top 10 team is probably Miami.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and that's my pick.
Who's going to be the first coach that's fired this year?
That's a tough one.
Why don't you pick the team? How about that? The team that will fire a coach first.
I think, what are they ranked? 11th? I think maybe LSU. That's what's his name who dumped his team? Who did?
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Lane Kiffin.
Yep, Lane Kiffin.
Dumped his boys going into the playoffs.
Yep.
Now he's at LSU. He's probably got a lot of pressure on him. So that's who I'd pick, especially since I think he's a dick.
So you got my. I guess I'll give my answers. So for
Ole Miss. That's where he left, right? He left Ole Miss.
Correct. So for national champion, like we said, we'd love to see Indiana, but I do think that Dan Lanning and Oregon have a good chance this year. So that would be an interesting one. And I also think that if that's going to be the case, then we'll probably see a Dante Moore Heisman. But it could be that maybe someone like Trinidad Chambliss.
Ole Miss can make a run for it.
Arch Manning wins it. I mean, there are years where the Heisman Trophy winner isn't on the championship team.
No, not even on the radar. Right.
Right.
Well,
so
he was talking about Fernando Mendoza last year.
Right. So you never know.
No way. But I think we should revisit this a third into the season.
I
agree.
We'll see. And we'll keep talking.
Because things are going to change. Definitely.
And my CFP Cinderella story this year is going to be the Marshall Thundering Herd.
You think the Herd have a chance to do some things?
They had an amazing transfer portal year. And I think that this is going to be the best year of Marshall football probably that has been in my lifetime.
You know who came out of Marshall? He's going to maybe he's in the Hall of Fame already.
Who? Barry Sanders?
You got mossed.
Oh, Randy Moss.
Yes.
There you go.
He played for the Thundering Herd. And shout out to our good friend Rena out in West Virginia.
I am always watching. We are always watching the Marshall Thundering Herd, so we will be watching them this year.
That's a good pick.
I would love to see them make the CFP.
So, who do you think is your most overrated top 10 team?
That's a stupid question, don't you think?
You're going to go with Miami too?
No.
You Ohio State.
Yeah. And even though I think that they should be in the top 10, I think that putting them at number 1 makes them the most overrated because they're 3 or 4 spots too high.
I think that's good for us, though.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying I think they're very overrated. I think Cignetti feeds on that fire. Like,
no question about it.
So
we never want him to be preseason number 1.
No, he's gonna walk into that room, or he probably did today, and he said, "You see this? We just won the national fucking championship, and still we're number 6 in the nation. We just had the second best transfer portal class in the nation. We had one of the best recruiting classes in the nation, and still, after all of that, they're not giving us any chance." And so he uses that as fire for those guys.
No question about it.
We like it, but I still think Ohio State is overrated. And I think the first major coach that's going to be fired, you want to know my crazy, I guess not first.
Who are you going to pick?
I think that if they don't do anything this year, Cignetti snubs them again, Ryan Day gets the boot. And I would be so fucking happy to watch that son of a bitch hit the fucking bricks. I hate him. He is such an asshole. He's so full of himself. He thinks that he's the best coach in the world. And what the fuck have they won? Not much. I mean,
well, he's fallen short a lot. I'll tell you something. I think maybe not the first, but also I think Mike Norvell's on the hot seat. If they don't deliver at FSU, the powers that be, the alumni, man, the guy, they put money on the table. He's got a big contract, but so do all these guys.
They got too big of an alumni association that cares too much about their football program to let Mike Norvell stay there.
And you know what? I think Mike Norvell's a good coach. I think I think they got fucked out of the playoffs 2 years ago. Those guys left.
Yep.
And he never was able to recover.
Not coming to Florida State.
Right, exactly. And he was never able to recover. So I think it's difficult. Really difficult. Yeah.
It's hard.
It's tough. Especially with the transfer portal now. They really, I told you that the Congress has been passing some laws to affect the portal and whether you can, I think they got to put caps on the portal. I think they got to put limits how many times you can move so these guys can think twice about where they're going.
I agree. I was talking about this with Eric the other day.
Because then it just becomes the richest schools get the best players, and you can't.
It also becomes like, oh, I'm not having success here. Time to abandon all my teammates and just jump ship. And like, look at fucking Carson Beck, piece of shit. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. And he ended up in the national championship. Look at the kid. Who's that kid who's like 9 feet tall? He went to Florida to play basketball. They laid a goose egg this year. They did nothing, and he's gone.
I mean, but
and I'm sure because he got NIL money somewhere else. He got a lot of money. So, whatever. If you can't win, you want to.
Something I hear all the time, especially around here, is that Indiana's average age was 25 years old last year.
Yeah. They're older players.
It's hard to argue with that because they are older players. And when you're playing against someone like Julian Sayin, who's fucking 20, it's hard to compete. He doesn't have skills like that. But Fernando isn't 25.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I just think
No, when Fernando was young, they didn't talk a lot about him. He played at Cal. He was okay. It wasn't this guy.
And
so he
look,
matured.
I understand why the argument is of course, Indiana won. Their average age is 3 years older than most of the other teams in the CFP, right? But when those are the rules, then why would you not use that to your advantage? You can't.
Cam, I also think there's a lot more things have to fall into place to win a national championship, not just the age of your players. I realize that they're more mature and then they've been road tested, whatever. But these guys weren't superstars where they were. They were all second and third recruits. So, listen, we're coming up on over 40 minutes on the show. Not going to do MLB today, and I got to use the men's room. So,
all right.
But,
this has been another episode of Big Apple Benches and Bleachers. Thank you for joining us. I'm Camden in Fort Worth.
And I'm Mitch in New Jersey.
And we will see you guys next week. And